Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm so happy that you're here today because today we have a, I believe, very short and sweet video in order. So it is today actually May 8th, so it is very late. I'm filming this video very late, but I just didn't have time to film it earlier. I don't know, I was just super busy with reading and work and everything, so we are doing it today. And that's also why it's going to be short, because I don't have that many books on my TBR that I need to read, so let's just jump right into it. The first book I want to talk about, and why I also decided that I need to make this video, is just to remind you about my CliMates Bookclub. And for the months of March and April, the book was Migrations by Charlotte McConaughey. We are having the live show this week, so May 12th, I believe it's Friday, at 7 p.m. I will link it down below, the link to the live show. There we'll be talking and chatting about this book. This is a climate fiction book about a woman who decides to go on this cruise to follow, I think, to Antarctica to see the final migration, possibly final migration of these birds, because they might go extinct. And on the journey, she discovers lots of the things about the environment and about herself and her life, and it's just supposed to be a really amazing story. So I'm really excited about this. It's also very short. It's less than 300 pages, so I'm super excited about that. And I haven't gotten to reading this yet because I didn't want to read it back in March, because that would be too far from the live show and I would forget a lot of things maybe. And I didn't get to it in April, unfortunately. I wasn't able to squeeze it in all the readathons, so hence I'm reading it now. I'm actually starting today, so fingers crossed I'll manage until the live show. Next on the list is another book club read, but this is not for my book club, of course. It is for G's Patreon book club, and that is When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. Actually, I'm not sure what this is about. I think this is YA fantasy, I think, and it is set in Wisconsin in 1955. In a world where girls and women are taught to be quiet, the dragons inside them are about to be set free, and nothing will ever be the same again. When hundreds of thousands of ordinary women sprout wings, scales and talons and take to the skies in a blaze of fire and fury, 8-year-old Alex Green is one of those left behind. And no one will talk about what happened. Best forgotten, everyone says. But Alex can't forget. So yeah, sounds interesting, sounds like a women rage, and it's set in Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin, so I'm excited about this one. So that's that. Next book on the list is yet another book club, and it is Sasha's book club, The Howling Pack, from the Wild Sasha. I will link the channel down below. This is available to anyone. It's public book club. And for this month, the book is The Ninth Reign, which I do not own physically. I have it on my Kindle though. Okay, so this is the first book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy, written by Jen Williams. I'm actually not sure if it's, I think it's YA fantasy as well, I'm not sure. The great city of Ebora once glittered with gold, now its streets are stalked by wolves. Tourmaline, the Oathless, has no taste for sitting around waiting to die, while the realm of his storied ancestors falls to pieces. Talk about a guilt trip. Better to be amongst the living, where there are taverns full of women and wine, when eccentric explorer Lady Vincenza Vintage, the grandson, offers him employment, he sees an easy way out. Even when they are joined by a fugitive witch with a tendency to set things on fire, the prospect of facing down monsters and retrieving ancient artifacts is preferable to the abomination he left behind. But not everyone is willing to let the Aboran empire collapse, and the adventurers are quickly drawn into a tangled conspiracy of magic and war. For the Jurelia are coming, and the Ninth Reign must fall. Honestly, I didn't understand a single word I just read, but I will attempt it, for sure. It has great reviews, it has 4.12 on the Goodreads, so I'm excited to read it. Yeah, and then there is one more book I would like to get to, and that is, I don't have it physically just yet, I will get it from library. It is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is for the Aeldia Adventure, where I chose to go right this time. So the prompt is odd number of pages. So I believe that one will fit it. I'm not sure, I don't have the physical copy. According to Goodreads, it should fit, but we'll see when I get it. I just reserved it from the library a long time ago because it was recommended to me for 12 books in 2023, and there was a long queue for this book, so I reserved it and it's coming. It's actually ready for me to be picked up, so I need to go to the library to pick it up. So I'm not sure what it's about. I think it is kind of a sci-fi. There is like this table in a cafe place that allows you to go to the past and talk to the people in the past, or who died or who are no longer, I don't know. People cry with it. I'm excited. I like emotional stories, and it's quite short, so that's the next one on the list. What I will be reading probably right after I finish Migrations is going to be Wolf Song by TJ Klune, because I was already supposed to return this to the library, but I haven't started it. It's quite a chunker, so I hope it will go pretty quick. But I love TJ Klune, or well, I at least loved The House in the Cerulean Sea. I read Under the Whispering Door earlier this year, and I enjoyed that one as well. I really enjoy his writing. And yeah, when I was once in the library, I just saw this was available, and there is only one copy in the entire city in the libraries, and I saw it there, so I grabbed it. So I want to read it before I return it back. So this is emergency read. What does it say? Ox Matheson was 12 when his father taught him a lesson. Ox wasn't worth anything. Then he left. Ox was 16 when the Bennett family moved next door, with a secret that would change him forever. For the family are shapeshifters, transforming into wolves at will. Ox is drawn to the friendship they offer and finds a particular ally in Joe, the youngest Bennett boy. Joe is charming and handsome, but haunted by scars he cannot heal. And yeah, sounds like a fun story. So it's a queer love story between, I think, a human and a werewolf. Sounds like fun. Written by author I really enjoy. So sounds great. And then I have a couple other books from library that if I will have time, I will try to read. If I won't, it will go into the next month. If I will have time, I will read it now. So I want to go quickly through them because I'm sure I already talked about them before, or at least some of them. So first of all is The Measure by Nika Ehrlich, and this is literary fiction. I don't think it's a sci-fi, but this is basically about every single person in the world receives a box on this one morning where it's written when they will die. I don't know if it also says how they will die, but definitely when they will die. Yeah, I think it says how exact number of years that the person has left to live. And so some people decide to open it, some people decide not to, and it's basically about what people would do if they knew when they would die. So that sounds very intriguing. I already read even the first 5 pages. I actually listened to it on audiobook, and there is even bookmark here. And it sounded great. So I'm really excited about this one. And then I have 2 books that I haven't gotten to, but they were for Sasha's book club. So in March, it was The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. I'm super excited about this book because everybody loves it, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it, even though I've been wrong about that before. But I definitely want to try. I actually got the last book in the trilogy. It just came out. I got that, or is coming out soon. But I got Arc of the 3rd one on NetGalley. So I definitely need to read this one. I'm not sure what it is about. It is, I think, adult fantasy? I'm not sure. It is a fantasy. Unmissable fantasy debut. A captivating tale of magic, revolution, and mystery, where a young woman's sense of identity will make or break an empire. Yeah, that doesn't say much, but it's a fantasy. Excited to read it. And for April, the book was A Master of Jinn by P. Jelly Clark. Not sure how to pronounce it. I apologize if I pronounced it wrong. And I unfortunately didn't manage to squeeze this one on the readathons in April. I really tried, but I didn't manage. So this I'm going to try to read as well. This is, I think, sci-fi detective story. I'm really not sure. And I think people have very like conflicting opinions on it. Some people absolutely love it, some people DNF. We'll see what I think. And then two other books that I kind of feel like I want to read right now, but because of all the other commitments I have here, I don't think I can. But the other two books are of course A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers and Record of a Spaceborne Few by Becky Chambers. So this is the second and this is the third book in the Wayfarers series. I read the first one in April and I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. It was amazing. So I immediately picked up the second and third from the library to read this, but I still haven't gotten to it. So these are all the books. These are the books that I would like to get to, but not sure. These are all from library, so I do need to get to them at some point. I want to read them before I return them, so I'll get to these ones at some point. But these are not the priority this month. This month, the priority are these 3, plus the 9th Rain for the other book club. So there is only 4 books, but you know, with the other stack right next to me, that's a lot to read. So there we go. And also 1 week of the month is already gone. I already finished 2 books, which I will of course talk about in the wrap up later. But yeah, these are the books I want to read for the rest of the May. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I will, as I mentioned, I will leave the link for the live show for this down below, so you can join if you want to. Also, I will film a vlog specifically dedicated to this book alone. So I'll be talking about that in detail also there. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!